What's up, guys? Welcome to the Herb and Peach channel. My name is Herbie, and this is vlog number 18. Thanks for coming through. Let's get this started. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a rough few days. My body map has been going crazy because I decided to have a little too much fun over the weekend. Now, having too much fun these days, luckily, or thanks to the new systems I've been trying to discipline myself towards, does not mean what it used to mean, where it used to mean like nothing gets done. So there was some productivity. If anything, I'm gonna use it. It serves as a comparison point as to how I felt then and as to how I felt now, and it's clear to me, or it's helping me see like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. So everything can be used for better. I believe that. So Tekken 8 has been sick though. I don't know how many of you guys are you into Tekken, but Tekken is pretty sick. That's for another day. But yeah, I've played some Tekken. I watched a lot of Tekken. I've been interested in like watching it just as much as playing it, but where I'm at in my life right now, I don't play as many games, but it's so fascinating to me still. And so I was watching a lot of it while I was doing some work. Shout out to Danie and Ken for introducing me into that world. It's been pretty sick. Good news is that it looks like I still made some progress in other things despite being focused, or despite spreading my focus to also some socializing time to catch up with my cousin and be there and kind of be with the homies. First of all, I cleaned up the house before I went to Philippines because 3 Kings, dude. Christmas doesn't stop on December 25th. Christmas ends after 3 Kings. Everybody knows that, okay? The 12 days of Christmas. Plus, doesn't it just feel nice that like you wait this whole year for Christmas and then it's like a season and not just a day? It feels more to be in line with the spirit of the season. Anyway, so I cleaned it up, got out of there shortly after. Got onto this airplane. So I think I got that on plane on January 9. So on the airplane, as you guys know, we went to Manila, we went to Bataan, Olongapo, Tagaytay, Manila, Boracay, and then Manila again for me. My family's still there right now. We got a open house. Nobody's here right now. On the airplane, I was reminded how much movies suck right now, dude. Everything is just like bad sequels, unoriginal ideas. It's just, yeah, the movies are in a bad way right now. I think everyone knows that. So being on the airplane just confirmed that. I think I watched like one old, yeah. I was able to get some work on the laptop done. It wasn't possible in the past since this laptop is kind of new for me. And so it's been sick. I've been able to do some work on the plane, and it's actually, as long as you don't have someone jutting their elbows into you all the time, or you're sitting next to someone who's just taking up way too much space. I like being on airplanes. As I have a laptop with me, it's just pretty peaceful. No one has to disturb your rhythm for like, 11 hours or whatever. It's all perception, I think. It's some blender, as you guys have been seeing. Dude, this 15-5-15-5-15 method that I've been applying has been like a miracle. It's hard to get into the swing of it, but once you get into the swing of it, it's just like, damn. It just pulls out all this motivation in you that like, or extra like workflow that normally was blocked out because you were distracted. Yeah. Hence the body map stuff I was talking about earlier. Dude, yeah, this morning was bad, but I believe with how bad it was, that means that the conquering of it is only going to be that much more fruitful for me and everyone else. I was just on the airplane just trying to stay present. I try not to like get lost in like movies too much when I'm on airplanes. So a lot of times I'll just sit there. I try not to like just listen to music for no reason. I think I did end up listening to some renditions of like Mozart though, but I was actively listening. But I try not to just zone out and like mindlessly do anything, especially on planes. I try not to mindlessly just like watch movies and stuff. Try to keep be mindful. I try to just stay present. Yeah, I know. Staying present on a plane. I know. You're like, what the hell, Harvey? There's nothing to do. You just sit there. I know. But I know that staying present isn't about clearing your mind, you know? Because, I mean, your mind's always running. Like, you can't stop it from thinking about something. So I know it's about focusing on the right things. And I was just doing that on the plane. Sometimes in those 15 intervals. So I mean, it was successful. I was like mindful, and I think that has a gigantic impact on the vacation that I had, which was incredibly meaningful, so dense with just like, meaning and sentimentality and like presence for me. I think it really affects how you go into how you go into the vacation. Like, are you mindlessly just like turning your brain off on the plane, or are you engaging with something? I think really affects the vacation. And I mean, I'm only there for like 2 weeks, so I want it to be like meaningful, you know? So I didn't want to, I don't know, it just seems wrong to like, oh gosh, here comes a rant. I'll keep it really short. It just seems wrong to just like forfeit your humanity, or like the beauty of your consciousness at periods of a time, so that you're just like teleporting from one place to another place, and like we just try to turn off all of our humanity, or like we try to like not be present for the travel because it's like we perceive it to be inconvenient. But I mean, like, dude, something magical is happening. You're freaking in the air, flying. You're traveling hundreds of miles per hour. You're about to be in another country that you have no business visiting more than once in your lifetime. If we just had boats, I'm just like, the least we could do is just like sit there and, you know, exude a kind of life that being present offers to other people around you. You know, there are people who are like looking at you, and they're gonna like, they want to enjoy their vacation too. And it's like, if they see someone who's like just turning off, I don't know. I believe in the ripple effect that people have on each other, and I think it's very powerful. I believe it's powerful. Anyway, so first thing is first, we went to Manila, and I gotta say, I think one of the themes that I was having this entire trip was like pool and billiards. I grew up with billiards, but nowhere near as much as my mom. Her friggin' family, the Antonio family, shout out Antonio family, the Bilyaran in Orion, Bataan, Manila, or Philippines. They grew up around billiards, so it was just, here's like the first foray into like me saying there's like a lot of meaning, right? is I was just really absorbing how much that, you know, shaped her character. There's a lot of talk about men and women these days, everyone trying to put them against each other, when like I'm just sitting here and like, men and women are not in competition with one another. So me, I never put that into those kind of words until I got a little older and read some literature and like had my mind open. But I've always had that feeling of like, women are awesome. I grew up respecting my mother quite a lot, and her family, a lot of women. And I've never had an issue it's never been an issue for me to find the positives of women livelihood that like balances the man stuff that like everybody seems so jealous these days. Like, oh, women could just be exactly the same as men, you know, watch them perform in these sports and any women could beat up any guy. Any women could be just as fast as any guy. Women are exactly the same as men, and all the way that we rate men, yeah, women could also beat those. And it's never been an issue for me because I've never seen this imaginary need to make men and women like exactly the same. They're obviously very important to each other. Like, we basically create each other, literally and metaphorically, metaphysically. It's never been an issue to me because I've always had a double standard, because I'm just realist, you know. I'm just like, we're obviously different, so we should be held to different standards because we have the same goal. I understand that's hard for people to understand. I understand that's very controversial to some people because they are just so gung-ho on thinking that men and women are in competition with one another. But when you've graduated from that, you're just like, oh, okay. It's always been very easy for me to see the credits of women, and that where they excel the most is not necessarily, or most of the time it's not how you're gonna rate a man, because I mean, you don't rate a freaking hammer on how good it is at being scissors. So anyway, I've always been respectful, and I've always like seen the goods, not like that, but also in women. And I guess I relate a lot of that to seeing how my mom, like right in the beginning, like the first time I met her, you know, she grew up with billiards, which I already find as like, I think a lot of people, not just me, would find as a very, you know, it's a very, let's put it this way, it's impressive when people are good at pool. You know what I'm saying? It's geometry, it takes discipline, it takes forethought to set up the next shot, strategic. It's physically satisfying, especially when you're first when you first break the pool thing, the triangle. There's so much that goes into it that if you grew up around women who were good at it, it was just very easy to respect women. Like, you know, you're very easy to respect women. You see women in your life, adult women growing up, and the adult women in your life are stellar at pool. As a kid, you're like, there's no issue seeing merit or respecting women at all. You're just like, oh damn, like they could be hella good at stuff. It's impressive, you know. It's like, so there was never an issue. All of that was going through my head. That was one of my big themes, I guess, was just like relating billiards and pool and its relationship to my mom and her family, and seeing how that helped them in their life to gain, you know, to learn discipline that they could apply to other things, to prove to themselves probably, or to learn geometry and apply that to other things and to other aspects of their life. It's like a flower, you know, when you start off with first of all, it's a sport. So you're already seeing like, okay, women can be competitive. And it never even struck me at the time that like the men and women part of it was going to be significant or whatever. But it was just impressive to see people amazing at this game, you know? Bowling too, but that's for another day. Dude, it's just like, you grow up around that, and then people say stuff like, oh yeah, women need to prove themselves to be any sort of way or be sort of any kind of impressive. And I was just always like, what are you talking about? Obviously. Anyway, it's just, anyway, so I was relating a lot of that and like how that contributed to like the logical thinking. It was great. I love being able to see my parents kick ass at stuff, and they're pretty good at pool. That was like a big theme, so I'm not spending time on that just because, but it's like a big theme like throughout the whole thing, because throughout the whole vacation, like I would just constantly think about it, like thematically. I guess in an attempt to fully appreciate and thus respect the people around me as much as I could. I love finding new ways, new reasons why I should look up to the people who are frequently around me. We went to the Mega Mall in Manila. Many beautiful ladies over there. Everywhere. Just everywhere. You know, littered. Philippines is littered with it. And so I was just like, dang, realizing, okay, I'm kind of a lonely guy just because of how I feel looking at them. But it was pretty easy to like resist my temptation these days. This is the first time I've been single for so long, so that's like been another big theme. Just rerouting that energy towards like, dude, no wonder I felt so disconnected. I was always so distracted, like with, oh, I want like a girlfriend, I want a wife. I was so distracted, like I want to be there already, that it made me appreciate the difference between my visit now and my visits in the past. Not last time, but the times before that, where I was not single, because it made me appreciate being able to see just how much more I could be closer to my family and how much attention I wasn't giving them at the time. It made me able to see how much attention I had not been giving them, how much focus I did not have at those times, because the focus I had this time was so different. There were all these pretty girls, but I didn't even care. I was just like, dude, I just want to hang out with my family. I just want to get to know them. I just want to create a strong relationship with them. I want to get real with them. I want to have a real relationship with them. Not just the family over there, but also my immediate family that I was there with. So it was a blessing. Seeing beautiful women everywhere is also a blessing. But it was a blessing to be able to see all of that and also know that I was able to push that aside this time. Whereas in the past, especially without body mapping, I might have been able to like ignore them. But this time I was able to like acknowledge them and then also be like, and with that acknowledgement, I'm still gonna focus on my family. So that was a big confidence builder for me. I was like, dang, I got some strength here now. Strength in which I did not have before. So it was great to be able to hang out with my family and get to know them better, closer, be more, especially on my end, I was able to be more vulnerable. I was able to show them more of my true colors that I could never before because I was just so distracted with either girl that I already had to take care of. So we're at Mega Mall. Dude, they have an ice rink now, so that was pretty cool to see. It's a friggin' mall with an ice rink in it, then a bowling alley with pool, tables, food in there. So it was cool to see that Philippines is making strides and feels forward moving, considering what works and all that kind of stuff. I don't know who does it, but good job on you guys. And then we went to Bataan. I walked around a lot in Bataan in the mornings before the sunrise is freaking beautiful. That felt good because I was able to be so much more in the moment. In the past, it would not have felt this way. I'd either be sleeping and I wouldn't feel like getting up. Long story short, it would feel mundane. Like, it would feel like an act to just walk around. You know, like, it's cool in theory. You're gonna go there and like walk around in the mornings before the sun rises in the provinces and get to see what it's like, and it's a simpler life. And then it's cool in theory. And then as a kid, when I would do it, it would just feel like an act. It'd feel inauthentic, boring. You know, it's like I would just be thinking like, man, it'd be cool if blank was over here. It'd be cool if so-and-so was here so I could talk about it. It's so hot, I probably look sweaty, you know? I wish I had stable internet here. I can't talk to anybody, I can't tell anybody what's going on. So much of it was like this validation seeking. It's for another time. But suffice it to say, it was sick actually this time. I was so present. It was the best. It'd be like, I was so focused on like as I was saying, it's been a rough day. So my current body map is very new to me. It's very foreign. So my body's freaking out, having a hard time. But please forgive me. But so it used to just be like, I used to live so much through like people and like how they felt about things. I wasn't able to like formulate how I felt about things just myself. I had to like tell someone, like go off of their reaction, be like, isn't that great? Isn't this cool? Wow, you know? And this time, with the grace of everything going on and within me, I was able to like trust myself so much that I could just like actually just live it on my own, you know? And it was beautiful. It was amazing. I was walking around, absorbing everything, the meaning of everything, just freaking like, just passing through me like I was just like a coral reef in the ocean or something. But it was flowing, it was like free flowing. I was able to just like take it all in and take it for what it was. It's just awesome. You just like live life to the fullest in a literal sense. So that was awesome. Manila was great. I mean, Bataan was great. Yeah. I'm gonna chunk up these memories. I'm not gonna put the entire reflection in one video because that would give each one less focus. So for now, we'll leave it there in terms of my trip. And then we'll pick up on the next one. We'll pick up back where we left off. Stuff. Yeah. So thank you guys. I'm like talking a billion miles per hour. So when we get back in the next video, I figure I'll update on what's been going on and since now. So like a week's time from now. I'll figure update those, and then I'll also talk about the next part of the trip, which was like the banquet that I had with like the Antonio side of the family. What's up, family? Shout out everyone at the Bilyada, everyone in Orion. Shout out all my family there. We'll talk about that, because in this one we just talked about the time before the trip, cleaning up and all that stuff, the little show that we Nelson and I played at the open mic, the flight to Philippines, the short time in Manila, seeing them play pool, and then starting off in about the island, like walking in the morning before my family and I would eat breakfast if we ever did. That was cool. Anyway, thank you guys for checking out the Herb and Peach channel. This has been vlog number 718. I'm a big goober, and my name is Herbie. I'll see you guys next week. I hope you have a great one. Take care of one another. Be beautiful. Big love.